Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. That's part of the Castlevania Dominus Collection running on PC. Alright, find out where to go next. This thing on somehow. Whip. And not as good as what I have, of course. Jumping knee strike inspired by legendary martial artists. discover more portraits. Starfish? Oh, that doesn't sound great. People ate starfish. My attack, lower my defense. Strength. Okay, well, I mean, that's okay, I guess. Okay, well, there's nothing here either. I haven't solved my problem of where to go.
Yeah!
Okay, there really was nothing. Except me getting poisoned.
Back.
Which way ghost may gather? Defeat the great ghost that appears there.
I'm counting on you.
Defeat 10 hill guards. Learn whip skill 2. Jonathan, let's see you enter this command. Forward, down, back, forward, X.
This is your training.
Forward, down, back, forward, X. Forward, down, back, forward.
You're back. I'm counting on you.
Find the statue's tear buried under the rubble and bring it here.
I'm counting on you. I'll make you a deal. Thank you.
He's pushing power. That's only if I'm doing whips. If I'm using whips. Just, 10 points less damage. I can go back to all the same sites I've gone to, but I don't know what to do now. It's a problem with these kind of games. It's just, we're bound to get stuck here and there. I am going to 100% all this stuff. Wasn't actually my intention. I like that delayed reaction. Not getting hit. Okay. Summon lightning in the shape of a cross. It's weird I still can't get to this. Oh, you're playing World of Tanks? Yeah. Yeah, it's always pleasant music, for sure. been everywhere I can be here. Just gotta keep going to all the other locations and hopefully I can find something new. God, this area. Oh man, this is such a pain to navigate. I think we've gone everywhere here though. Yeah, this is not worth going through again. No. Here? I think I've been everywhere here too. There's some minor areas of this map to fill out. that. I think that's the only area that I can really explore, though. Let's see. Is watch a stream counts to the total viewing hours, or is it just the uploaded videos? It does count towards total viewing hours, yes. But I think it has to pass a certain threshold. I'm not sure what that threshold is as far as YouTube is concerned. Like on Facebook, I have like a really good breakdown on what it considers viewing hours, and like unique viewers. Same thing with Twitch, but yeah, I mean it does count. So if you're watching it and leaving it on, then yeah, it does pad my stats. So if that's what you're concerned about. Yeah, or you know, any YouTuber that you enjoy. You know, if somebody's on Twitch, then it doesn't count as much, because Twitch counts users that are actively engaged. So, you know, they want people that are both watching and commenting on the Twitch side. So yeah, so depending what the streaming service is, they may have different requirements. As far as YouTube is concerned, they just want somebody on the channel. And then as far as like the search history is concerned, I don't think it matters so much if somebody is subscribed or not. It only matters as far as YouTube is. YouTube recommends certain streamers out there if they have a certain number of viewers that subscribe, but I don't think it affects like the advertising at all. So let's say a person who streams has 1 million followers, but like they only have let's say they have like 1 million hours of views, but they only have like 10% followers. Number one, that sort of concerns YouTube, because they're like, well, why is this person having so many watch hours, but then very few followers? So they kind of use all those stats to figure out how much somebody gets paid. But just full disclosure, there's I don't have monetization, you know, because I don't have the threshold on YouTube. The YouTube threshold is 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers. And then you can apply for monetization, but I'm hovering a little under 700, so yeah. I don't earn any money from this. This is strictly for fun at this point in time. So if you like watching, that's great. or you just like listening. No pressure from me. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on Twitch. The ad situation there is ridiculous, you know. Whereas I think the YouTube situation is much more reasonable on their ads. Plus, I think the payout, you know, if I could earn money from this, I think the payout on YouTube is technically more, right? So a person can earn technically more from the views. From ad revenue on YouTube, but on Twitch, because they prioritize engagement. So, like on Twitch, you only need 50 subscribers, right? So it's you know, a fraction of what you need on YouTube. But because you're always engaged, and quite frankly, you're always asking your viewers to you know, to buy subs or to I forget what they have, like coins or something. It's not coins, but basically you're always begging for money on Twitch, right? so technically you're making more money on Twitch, and because it's focused only on games, then you're only getting people who are only interested in games, and so it's kind of a different crowd. But again, I don't care. I mean, it's, you know, I'm not making any money on doing this.
I see you. 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 I see you.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem with VTubers. It's such a popular thing, really across the world. I mean, unless you kind of have like a maybe an iffy avatar, they may not like that. But yeah, as far as an international audience is concerned, I mean, most of the people in the world outside the United States don't mind VTubers at all. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird that Twitch would keep VTubers or treat them like second-class citizens because they generate just as much ad revenue. Yeah, I think I mean, YouTube also has this problem too, where you can get like a bad admin to basically, you know, completely ruin your channel. It's just that it happens a little bit less often on YouTube for whatever reason. But yeah, I think everybody's heard the horror stories about you know, specific YouTubers out there that get shadow banned, you know, without any explanation on YouTube and on Twitch. And you know, I also turn on I also turn on mature audiences only on all my videos. So even though technically I'm a family-friendly channel, like I could qualify for the family-friendly tag, since I don't really do that much swearing, and most of the games that I cover are anywhere from teen to, well, I mean, most of the games I cover are usually teen and under. not that many mature games that I cover on here, but you know, at the same time, then you have to go under like you have to be really, really careful about your content, because then if you ever have something that, you know, if the standards ever change, and you're no longer considered family friendly, then now your whole channel is potentially, you know, you could potentially be, you know, either soft banned or shadow banned off of YouTube. So me turning on the mature audiences only, it reduces like my audience footprint. Like YouTube won't recommend, or they'll recommend general audience, family-friendly stuff more often than mature content. But then you're also not on the same hook as you are on a family-friendly channel. Like the best example I can think of is if you ever watched or if you ever heard of MXR, right? He and his girlfriend had a channel for a really, really long time. I think recently they got it banned, and they've had trouble with YouTube here and there because of the content. But you know, they have the family, they have the family-friendly tag, or right. So they have the family-friendly tag on all their videos, and they're going for like a larger audience. But if you kind of like look at like the thumbnails, and you know, then you get to the end of the video, there's always like something that's not family-friendly. Do you know what I mean? Oh, does she do VTube? Does she do VTube? I thought she had normal face cam. Maybe it depends, right? But yeah, YouTube would always get them in trouble because, you know, they wanted the family-friendly tag, but then they would have some content which, quite frankly, just wasn't family-friendly. You know, they have a little thumbnail with that looked like it was from like you know, either a risky meme or like an adult meme. So YouTube would go, oh, your channel isn't really family-friendly because I see you have a thumbnail where you're smiling at what looks like, you know, maybe a half-naked girl, right? And then like every thumbnail they had was like that. And so when the standards changed, then YouTube goes back and goes, hey, you know, your channel isn't family-friendly. It's got a lot of kind of risky content that wouldn't really qualify under family-friendly. And so they constantly get into trouble with YouTube over that. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're specifically guilty of. They're not the only ones that are guilty of weird channels, right? Or channels that shouldn't. That should be taken down, right? Because there's a bunch of channels out there that have, like, you know, they're trying on lingerie and it's all like sheer lingerie, and YouTube hasn't tracked them down, at least not yet. But the more popular your channel is, then the more they scrutinize it. Yeah, and I think they just ran into a lot of bad luck with YouTube. Like, they have admins that are kind of out to get them at the same time. And yeah, absolutely. You know, if you get somebody mad for some weird reason, maybe you don't even know why they're mad, and you know, they jump onto 4chan, and all of a sudden you have all these morons, you know, trying to report you for whatever reason. Yeah, that can be a problem too. I also thought him and his girlfriend were like, I mean, they're pretty non-offensive. Like, I didn't really understand why people would have a problem with them. But you never know. You know, people have a problem with everything. So, yeah, I thought both of those guys were funny. And so far, they haven't touched her channel. So she's safe for now, but yeah. But Henry is I mean, his channels are always getting flagged. I don't even know if that's why that would be a big deal. Oh, I guess maybe if somebody has a crush on if somebody has a crush on her, they're trying to get rid of him. You know, like I don't, you know, that never works. What would be the point? Think she's gonna stop seeing Henry because, you know, somebody made a comment on her on their channel and got him banned. I don't even know how somebody thinks about that. What the headspace is, right? Like I said, I like those two. I think you know, Henry's super funny, really creative. And then was it Genie? Yeah, Genie's funny too, kind of in a different way than him. But together they're pretty funny folks. But at the same time, you know, it's like, okay, I can see why your content gets flagged. You know, and if you want that magic family friendly, I mean the standards for family friendly are very strict on YouTube. And until somebody goes and does the mass reporting, you know, people will get away with it. But then at the same time, when they get surprised that somebody goes out and flags them for whatever reason, or maybe there's a bad actor at YouTube, you just kind of shrug your shoulders and go, yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I mean, they don't show anything, right? So even though they're from adult sources, it's not like they were ever showing like adult content. But it was kind of risky, you know. And it's like, it's really funny as far as a meme is concerned, but if you want family-friendly ad revenue, well, of course YouTube's not going to be too happy about that. And it used to never even be a thing with YouTube, right? But you know, Congress, well, all the governments in the world have, you know, passed certain age restriction laws. You know, they got to protect the kids, right? So whether we like it or not, you know, once certain laws get passed, then the standards change. And once the standards change, well, all of your old videos back before the standards were different, I mean, they all get flagged. I've had it happen to my channel too. I mean, that's why I started to do. That's why I started to turn on only the non-family friendly tag. Yeah, Germany's like that too. Germany's super duper strict on what you can have on YouTube and their standards. Well, like even on like Africa, like I can't like Mortal Kombat. You know, that's Mortal Kombat's not available in Korea or Japan, so I can't broadcast anything that's Mortal Kombat related in those two countries. So I kind of got to be careful about what I put on YouTube, and then what I put on Africa. Oh, all porn sites? I mean, kind of makes sense. A lot of countries do block porn. Or if they do have porn, like in Seoul, you know, then you have to have like a Korean ID in order to access adult sites there. So, you know, some places are pretty strict. Yeah, it's kind of a silly game we have to play. You know, I mean, you know, right? I mean, you're a VTuber, so you know how weird it can get. And then when they have like really odd hate trains after you, like, what are you gonna do, right? At least when I turn on the non-family friendly tag, then you know, YouTube is not necessarily. I mean, they're less harsh on me, because I'm not trying to go for family-friendly ad revenue. But it also means that they don't advertise me that much. I don't know. Usually I mean, in general, the YouTubers are usually pretty funny. Like Iron Mouse is pretty popular. But yeah, maybe people just don't like, or maybe there's just like some sort of negative affiliation with those anime visuals. I don't know. You know, people are super weird about stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't even have a webcam on right now. I personally like the disembodied voice. I think it's a lot funnier when somebody does something. But I did have somebody make a good argument with me in saying that, you know, it's the webcam is helpful because if you're watching somebody play a game, the facial expressions are like super helpful because you can see if they're like amused or if they're confused. If it's just a disembodied voice, like if you just watch a Let's Play and there's no commentary at all, and then you just watch the guy just running or the girl just running around in a circle, you're like, what the hell is this guy doing, you know? That's where the face cam helps. Oh, did her channel get banned? That's so weird. But I don't watch I don't actually normally watch her channel. I've only seen like a lot of clips of her channel, but I've always thought they're funny. Seems like she's a funny person. But there are definitely times where she's not family friendly. I think that might be a problem too, is that I think people associate a VTuber's anime avatar and they associate that with like family content. And that's not necessarily true, right? Yeah, I'm the same. It's like I don't normally like watch her streams. But yeah, if there's a clip with her and Sea Dog, makes sense. Just because those two have a kind of interesting relationship. I have no idea where to go. I can't go up here. I don't have the right power up or power or whatever. I'm supposed to find a graveyard somewhere. The problem with these games, you know, unless you use a walkthrough, it's just you're bound to get stuck once in a while. Yeah, well, I mean, at the age when this game got released, I mean, there was game facts when this game was out. So, but you got to wait for somebody to write the whole fact, right? so if you were stuck and the fact hadn't gotten written, then you were just going to be stuck unless you would eventually run into the solution, right? That's the good thing about these games, is that there's only so far you can go. So at some point in time, you're going to figure it out, but that may take a while. Oh, Castlevania 2? I mean, that's kind of a rough one to play, though. Number one, that game is actually pretty hard. And then number two is like you pretty much have to play it with a guide. All the stuff that you find in that game is it would be very, very strange if somebody, accidentally found out that you had to kneel with Dracula's part highlighted, and then that's how you discover the underground cavern. It's like, It's like how you would figure this stuff out would be very, very strange. Without having some prior knowledge, you know. Yeah, the only way to get unstuck in the early days was to either, you know, have some sort of cheat or just play until you ran into something accidentally. That's why it's kind of good nowadays, is that everybody kind of plays the same games. And then even if you run into something really obscure, there's a good chance that somebody else has a guide out there. Although I play some pretty obscure games, and I've actually helped quite a few people on some of the weirder games out there that I played that don't really have a good guide. Like, I can't remember. Like all those Kemco games, like the RPGs, the Kemco like 32-bit style RPGs, Super Nintendo style RPGs. Like, I play all of those, and I've helped a lot of people get unstuck from all those games. Or any of those weird point and clicks that I play on the channel. Like, I've helped a lot of people with all those weird point and clicks too. Yeah, I haven't played a Kemco RPG recently because they released like crazy. Yeah, Kemco is surprisingly fruitful. I mean, they make a lot of games. They're all like super cheap, right? I mean, they've been using this ancient Unity engine for a while. Oh, actually, I think they just recently switched to Unity. But they've been using this ancient engine, which is, you know, maybe just slightly better than RPG Maker for their games for a long time. So they could just crank out like a bunch of kind of similar RPGs. They just kind of changed up the battle system, the characters, and plot. But you could kind of tell that they were made. They weren't made with like a whole lot of sophisticated development time. But they ended up being like a ton of fun. And if you just like a 16-bit style RPG, like if that's the thing that you miss, or if that's the kind of game that you like, then that's all they produce. I mean, they produce those kind of games all the time. Sometimes they'll get out of their wheelhouse and they'll make like a visual novel. But most of the time it's just like Super Nintendo style RPG. Usually really interesting characters, a really interesting plot. You know, they love to make RPGs that break your heart, and they, you know, they're pretty addicting, and they're super simple to play. Like you don't have to usually use your brain to go and grind. But not a lot of people play those games, as far as folks on YouTube. And then if you look up a guide. Sometimes the guides are like incomplete, or they'll be in a different language. You know, they'll be, you know, very roughly translated to English, which you know, is not so helpful when you're actually stuck on something. Yeah. I mean, I think the audience for the turn-based RPG is it's not small, right? But it is a much bigger audience for an action RPG. Yeah, absolutely. It can be boring to watch somebody do, you know, one turn-based battle one after another. When you're playing, you don't really notice, right? Because you're just grinding levels. And so you're not, like, super aware of the time that's being spent. Or at least I'm not. Yeah, as a viewing experience, you know, maybe it's not great. But I've also done, when I play games that have a lot of grinding, I've also tried to do, you know, edits of those Let's Plays. But people generally get mad if you cut stuff. Like, they want to see the whole thing. Even if it's just you know, walking around in a circle fighting enemies. They want to see all of that. And I'm like, okay, I'll just leave it unedited. Even though I don't think it's like super exciting to watch. I think what it is if you like turn-based games, then you don't mind watching turn-based combat. You know, if you're just kind of iffy on turn-based games, or maybe you're just not used to playing them, or you know, for whatever reason, if you don't like them, then it seems boring. I kind of liken it to tennis, right? Like if you play tennis, or if you've been around people that play tennis, like tennis is super exciting to watch. But if you don't like tennis at all, or you're not familiar with tennis, then it's just two people hitting a ball back and forth. And it may not be all that exciting, unless you have some intimate knowledge of it. Alright, some people feel that way about soccer, because soccer is such a defensive sport. I was like, man, soccer's boring to watch. Well, you know, if you played a little soccer, then you know it's not really boring. It's just the action unfolds in a very different way than, you know, like baseball or football or something like that. Oh yeah, Snake on the old Nokia. Dude, everybody loves Snake. That's why it's funny there aren't really that many modern like versions of Snake out there. But it also has to be free, right? Like nobody's gonna buy Snake. I mean, you'll buy Tetris because they do a lot of stuff with Tetris, but I mean, Snake. I don't know what you could do with Snake to make it worth money. Yeah. And while Nokia makes phones, like they still make phones, but none of them come with Snake. It's like, how can you guys not make Snake anymore? Yeah, and like the Game Boy, I mean Tetris was the game that came with it, right? So at some point in time, you would learn to love Tetris, especially if you were broke. You know, you just had the one game that came with the system, and that was it. I mean, that's how I felt about Tetris initially. It's like I mean, Tetris was boring when I first played it, but when it was the only game I had, I eventually learned to like Tetris. You know, now when a new Tetris comes out, I'm actually kind of excited when something comes out that's they have some new variation of Tetris. Yeah. Hey, brick games are fun. Sometimes it's the simplest things that are the most fun. It's like I used to love Clacks. I mean, I still love Clacks, but there's only one game of Clacks, right? It's not like there's a sequel to Clacks. Or any of those block dropping games like, you know, Puyo Puyo. You know, I never got into those Tiger games. I don't know why. I mean, we were broke growing up. But I think that's actually why we never got any Tiger games. Holy crap, these bats freaking suck, man. Of course, I had parents when I was growing up that they just hated video games. so I had to work extra hard to get a game. Yeah, okay. Well, if your choices are limited, then yeah, that makes sense. I mean, back in the day, an NES was pretty expensive. I mean, the games were super expensive too. I mean, the NES in today's money would be like the same thing as like a PlayStation 4. All right, and I think technically the games cost more than games cost now. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at a FAQ on this. I have no idea. I'm like out of places to go. I have no idea what to do now. I don't have any more paintings to go to. The map looks like it's totally covered. I don't see any empty squares in the map that I have abilities that can go to. All that stuff in the upper right-hand corner of the map I can't get to because I need some other ability which I don't have. Oh, that's not bad though, if you left it with Legend of Zelda. Yeah, see, when I grew up, I didn't have an NES. I had the Atari 2600 and I had the Atari 7800 because they were cheaper. So like, I had like no good games to play, you know, and games that you know only used one button or two buttons. That's a heck of a first game, Zelda. Like, that's not like exactly the easy game to figure out when you're a kid. And heck, if you're an adult, it's not exactly easy to figure out either. Play tanks. You know what it was that made me want the NES? Is one of my friends had Castlevania, the first Castlevania. But you know, we were too broke. We didn't have money for the NES. So occasionally we would rent the NES, which was super expensive. Of course, doing that was super expensive too. So it's not, you know, it's not like I got to do it a bunch. Yeah, so I'd play. What was it? I'd play Mega Man 1. I'd rent Mega Man 1 and Castlevania. Like back in the day, you know, there was Metroid was out, and that game I could not figure out. I was like, I didn't even know what to do in that game, so I didn't actually like Metroid when it came out. But I loved like Rygar. I love Strider. Bram Stoker's Dracula on the original Game Boy. Oh man, I thought that wasn't good. Was it good? I don't remember it being good. But if you're a kid, you know, you don't even know what a good game or a bad game is. It's just whatever you can play. Oh, it's good. Okay. I just remember like Bram Stoker's Dracula on like the Sega CD just being complete garbage. So I never played it on any other system. Ah, it's Prince of Persia. Okay. Oh, old school Prince of Persia? Oh yeah, that game was so hard. I'm glad they made those games easier as the years went on. It was like the old Dragon's Lair. Right. If you didn't know how to play, you basically just lost your money. Yeah, Dragon Lair was so fun. I mean, you know, when I was a kid. I don't think it's fun now as an adult. Just because it's like a ton of memorization and you know, some pretty tricky timing. I was like, ah, you know, I can't do that now. Even though I play Souls-likes. I don't know. It doesn't sound like your tastes are too weird. I mean, there are millions of people playing World of Tanks. It's not like that's a niche game or something. Yeah, and my first Mega Man was Mega Man 1. That's one of the games I actually, you know, legit beat on the NES. Oh, son of a gun, where is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even have the thing that can go through here. I'm just missing a bunch of stuff, I think. I don't know where to get it, though. I'm out of places to go. I'm sure it'll be something stupid too. It's like some path that I just didn't see, and it'll be obvious once I see it. Yeah, I played Mega Man 1, well, I rented them. Right, I never owned those games. Again, we were too poor for that. But Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2, and then I never played 3, 4, 5, 6. Until later, when I got older. Yeah, I am underleveled, so it's okay just to go around and kill monsters. Although I think I should find some harder monsters to fight. But it would also be nice to make progress. I'll look it up after this. I mean, I definitely don't want to get stuck for like 2 days in a row. Especially on a game that's only supposed to be like 15 hours. Game rentals. Now they just have Game Pass, you know. Life is so much easier now. Well, unless you want a $700 PlayStation 5 Pro, then life is not so easy. You'd be sweating for that money. You had to pick up an extra job for that console. E.T. Yeah, E.T. was one of those games that I picked up when it was like a dollar or something like that. Because there was a period in time where I was just buying like all of the discount 2600 games. I still don't know how to play that game, honestly. I really don't even know what you do. Or Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's like, oh, cool! I get to play as Indy, but then it's like, what do you do in this game? That was an action RPG before we even knew what an action RPG was. Yeah, I think some of that is lost nowadays, right? Because as soon as the game comes out, you can usually find a review for it. You know, either if you're playing on Steam, then there's like a community review, or maybe there's like a professional review site that's covered it. There's usually like screenshots or a movie, you know, a trailer for something nowadays, so you kind of know what you're getting into nowadays. It wasn't just, you know, box art and maybe like 4 screenshots with a couple of words that may or may not have anything to do with the game on the back. You maybe find it in a game magazine, you know.
You're back.
If you got game magazines and wherever you lived. Statues here. Okay, I think this must be. I must have to do all this stuff. Forward, down, back, forward, X. Forward, down, back, forward, X. Oh, do I have to do it with a whip? What the hell is this supposed to do?
You're back.
Forward, down, back, forward, X. Forward, down, back, forward. Forward, down, back, forward. What?
You're back.
Video Power Show? I don't think I ever saw that. Oh yeah, the Nintendo Power Show. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's a quest. Here, overcome the curse. Go back and come back when you've been cursed. Find the statue's tear buried under the rubble and bring it here. What does all this stuff even mean? Go to the butcher in town and punch some meat to get ground meat. No idea. I think I need to do those, though, to progress the game, because I'm pretty much stuck. Oh, well, we better call it for tonight, so we'll stop there. Yeah, get cursed on the internet. Get cursed on Twitch. That's what you... If you're a VTuber, you get cursed every day, right? Or at least every month. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. It's always fun to talk. Anyway, this is Castlevania Portrait of Ruin on PC. That's part of the Castlevania Dominus collection. So anyway, hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you at the next stream.